Japanese first-person pronoun I, z. Yes, there are a variety of I's in Japanese. Let's have a look.
僕俺おいらは死生者わいおら僕ちんまろ手前私うちあたしわてあってそれがしちん自分
Yes, there are more. よ、小生、我、我が輩、私め、ほうほう、不詳、それがし、足、あちき、わっち、わらわ、あたい、あたくし、俺様、俺っち、おい、おいどん。So, the first person pronouns you use show your identity and also reflect what situations you are in, formal or casual. Which first person pronoun matches your identity? These are well-known Japanese I, and boku and watashi are mostly commonly used. The stereotype or typical image of the person or people who use those I are like this. Let's dig into a few details of these Japanese first-person pronouns. The images that you can see on the screen are only some examples of the stereotypes. They could be overgeneralized, so please be mindful of that. Boku is the most common first-person pronoun for boys and men, which is used in casual to the semi-formal situations. Boku sounds more gentle than ore. Some girls even use boku, influenced by anime. Ore is another common first-person pronoun used by male speakers, young and old, but ore sounds manly and tough and is used in casual settings. Watashi is the most common first-person pronoun for females, young and old, which is used in both casual and formal situations. However, watashi is used by adult men in a formal situation as well. Watakushi is a polite version of watashi. If a woman uses watakushi in a casual context, it sounds a bit snobbish. Watakushi is often used by both men and women in a very formal situation, such as a serious business meeting and an election campaign speech by politicians. Ora has the image of a cheeky boy or country bumpkin kind of boy. Oira gives the impression to the speaker as someone unsophisticated and those who come from a very rural area. Wai is used by young men in informal settings, sounding a bit rough and tough. Also, the person sounds like they live in or come from rural areas. Washi is mostly used by older men, particularly in rural areas in casual situations. However, there are some regions where even young men use washi. それがし、拙者、手前。You might hear these words in jidaigeki, a genre of period drama in Japanese entertainment, usually set in the Edo period or earlier featuring samurai soldiers. All these words are used to refer to yourself by expressing humility and showing respect to superior people. Maro and chin are very limited in use. Maro is an old first-person pronoun which was used after the Heian period, regardless of status, but now is still used by aristocrats in historic dramas. Chin is the first-person pronoun of the emperor in Japan. Bokuchin is used by a little boy, especially in cartoons, and sounds very childish and a bit silly. It is a casualized form of bokuchan. Jibun is used as a first-person pronoun in hierarchical systems, such as the military and highly disciplined sports teams. Uchi is a casual first-person pronoun for girls and women, originally from Kansai, which has become popular with young women across Japan thanks to anime. It's a relaxed pronoun that girls can use in a carefree way with friends. Beware that, just like ore, using uchi may give some people a bad impression of you because it's slang-like. Atashi is a common shortened slang form of watashi, used only in casual settings. Because children have trouble pronouncing word sounds, atashi carries an endearing childish quality. The difference in pronunciation between atashi and watashi is subtle and may be hard to catch when spoken, but you see it a lot in pop culture and on social media. Wate is used in the kinkiration. It is a shortened form of watai, coming from watashi, used by both men and women. Its casualized form ate is also used in Kyoto, especially by women. Although now almost obsolete in the kinkiration, except in rakugo, comic storytelling, and among the elderly, it is often used as the first-person pronoun for a person from kinkiration in writings and dramas. Now, time for quiz. Which person is most likely to say 僕? Which person is most likely to say 私? Which person is most likely to say オラ? Which person is most likely to say 拙者? Which person is most likely to say 私? Which person is most likely to say わて? Which pronoun does he likely use? A. 俺. Which pronoun does he likely choose? C. うち. Which pronoun does Doraemon use? B. 僕. The Japanese first-person pronouns are quite sensitive, especially those who suffer from LGBTQI issues. Some people are old-fashioned about the usage of the first-person pronouns. However, everyone should be able to feel safe to choose their first-person pronoun to reflect their identity authentically, shouldn't we? Also, you don't need to worry about the first-person pronouns so much in Japanese anyway, as it is dropped off a lot once it gets obvious that you're talking about yourself. Here is another interesting fact that the first pronoun in the 3rd or 4th century in Japan was just a or wa, and it has been changing over the years. Related to gender issues, school uniforms have been changing gradually in Japan and becoming more gender issues friendly. またね